Never any break screens. All right, let's switch on over then. Also update the restream as well. Let me know how the audio sounds. I think this title screen might be significantly louder than the rest of the game, but I have not balanced the audio for this game. It sounds about right. It doesn't seem that much louder than DoReMi. I might bump it down a little bit, but not by much. Little Witch Academia. Oh, the name's in Japanese. Is that even accurate? Is that the Japanese name is? Yeah, it is. The Twitch name for this is the Japanese name Toki no Maho to Nana Fushigi. So, all right. I'll update the title too while we're here. Might as well. Playing some Little Witch Academia Chamber of Time. I've never watched any Little Witch Academia stuff. The most I've ever seen was in Luluko. There's like an episode where they end up in Little Witch Academia for a little bit. I enjoyed Luluko a bit. That's also a trigger thing. But don't know much about this series at all. This game is the most exposure I've ever had to this brand, this IP. Nice and focused. So I think I'm about maybe 4 or 5 hours in, but I got stuck the first couple hours. I'm going to bump the audio down. Oh, it's cut off to the right. Thank you for telling me. There you go. Easy, easy. I'm going to turn down the audio a little bit, but let me know if it goes too low. So this game's kind of interesting. It's well, in some ways it's interesting. It's also kind of a mess. One, it kind of looks like a PS3 game, but it looks pretty good in some ways. It does that whole like anime reduced frame rate kind of thing for character animations and stuff, which might be more noticeable if we end up in like a cutscene or something. But there's two phases to this game. There's this overworld phase. So this is like basically just walking around this school. If you don't know anything about Little Witch Academia, as far as I can tell, it's basically Harry Potter kind of thing. You're a bunch of kids going to a witch academy instead of a magician academy thing. Let's see. Does this... Oh, this is just a normal cutscene. So she wants a book, so I'm going to go get her a book. The reason why I just skipped all that text is because this game actually does a very Majora's Mask thing of... my head's cut off, too. We're going to go down a little bit here. There we go. It does a very Majora's Mask thing of everyday loops. So every day somebody asks you to do the exact same thing. And you don't have to do it. You can do it. And this, you still get a reward for doing it, but it usually doesn't like... usually get like these mystery candies, basically. And you can use those to trade those in for items, essentially. So... but yeah, so basically there's this map where you can run around this school, and there's a bunch of events going on. And depending on the time of day it is, which you can see in the clock in the top left corner, you can do different events. So I think she's the one who wants candy, because she's the overweight character, so she eats all the time. A lot of voice acting in this game. I assume it's the original voice cast, but I don't know for sure. It's a little frustrating that you can't give more than one candy at once, so it's just like, just sit there and spam giving her candy. I forget what she gives you. Maybe some kind of material to do crafting and stuff. Jeez, I had a lot of mystery candy apparently. Okay, so she gave me like a lizard candy or something. Okay, well we're gonna stop trading those candies in. I don't know how many I have. Apparently a lot. But yeah, so you basically go around the school and try to find events to do for this part of the game. There's main story events, and there's also just like side events, like that girl being like, I need a book from the library, please go get it for me. You can eavesdrop on people, which is kind of fun. I like the animation for it too. It's silly. And then you can also butt in on their conversation too if you run up to them. So, as far as I can tell, this music is from the actual show. Where am I even going? The map in this game is kind of awful, by the way. So let's go to the courtyard. So right now I think we're close to the hallway. Maybe? Or is this the cafeteria right here? We'll go into the cafeteria. So this is a quest that I haven't been able to figure out what to do with it yet. Basically, this girl is like studying, and every couple hours you can show up here, and she basically is asleep, and you just comment on the fact that she's hasn't slept yet, and she needs to probably go to sleep. I tried just casting like a sleep spell on her. You can basically cast spells just by like bringing up this menu. Whoops. And so you have like a menu on the left side of the screen here. So there's different types of spells you can cast, but you need potions to cast them, which I assume is something from the show. So if I wanted to cast a sleep spell, I could try to, but there's no way to cast spells right here. Basically, to cast a spell, there has to be like a ring on the floor that lets you do it. So a lot of these subquests, it's very difficult to kind of figure, or maybe not difficult, but it's not clear what you need to be doing. Like that sleeping one, I've not had any clue on how to even progress it at all. I tried putting her to sleep because the whole thing seemed to be that she's a sleepy girl and she should probably sleep, but doesn't seem to work. Am I going anywhere of value right now? I don't think so. We might just loop back around. I think there might be a subquest right here. I think I might already done this one, though. That's the other thing, is it's hard to tell which ones you've done already. I have done this one. Basically, she wants to hatch an egg, and you have to do some stuff to get her to hatch it. Now the time's switching over, so now all the NPCs shuffle around. So if I look back here, that girl's probably not here anymore. Yeah, she's gone. So all the sub-events have moved too. So it's a little, you know, everything's there again when the day switches back around. So, like, if I come back here at 8 o'clock in the morning again, that girl will be back there in the morning. But it's a little, kind of annoying to deal with at times. Let's actually go back up here. See if we can find something to actually do. If not, we might just try to see if we can advance the main story. What is the main story? I gotta listen to rumors in the cafe in the afternoon. So I could go to my bed and go to sleep is what I could do if I wanted to try to figure that out. But we'll probably poke around until the afternoon. I think Diana needs some items from me. So it's this lady. She's like a prim and popper lady. Okay, I don't have any more Mysterium ore. So in the dungeons, you basically can get items and stuff. Let's do a dungeon run. Since we gotta wait till later anyways, I'll show you what the dungeons look like. I might actually level up one of my characters here real quick. I haven't been doing a very good job leveling my characters. Mainly because I haven't really known what to level. I think for... so I've been playing... what's her name? Constance or something like that? Let's see if it... Costanze or something like that. So I've got a bunch of EXP that I can spend. 40 points to assign. I'm guessing she has a gun. So let's see what... let's look up what these stats do, actually. Little Witch Academia stats guide or something. I assume strength is just attack damage. Strength is for normal attack. INT is for spells, obviously. Attack. Agility is critical advance. Luck is drop. Okay. So I'm going to basically... I use her normal attack a lot, so I'm just going to go all out on the attack and see what happens. We're just going to go for it. We want a really good gun. I haven't had too much trouble with actually dying, so hopefully just shooting things will be good. You can also level up spells and stuff. I haven't leveled a spell casting character, but what my friend was telling me is that Diana's a good caster. So she's got a lot of intelligence up front. So I think I'll probably level her her as my caster or something. And then her as like an attack type. And then maybe choose one of these other characters to be focused on like drops and stuff. Her eyes are like glowing. I never realized that. Okay, so we leveled that up. We're going to be Gun Girl. The best girl. I like her. She doesn't talk at all, but she's got, I don't know. I like her design. She's very, I don't know how to say, rounded in some ways, but not rounded in like a, you know, overweight kind of way. So you can choose your party makeup here. So I've just basically randomly, like, I was just playing around with characters and then ended up with these two as my supports, not because I really chose them. Also, the game Gun Zero is a good game. I don't know if I've ever talked to you about Gun before, but I like Gun a lot. The Eat character. Yeah, I have the Eat character with me. So let's do, I don't know. You want to do the desert? Let's start with an easy mission. We'll do a Pollux key. Go do that. I'm going to shoot everything. It's a Wild West shooter for the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. I really like it. I don't know a lot of people else who really like it. I think it reviewed pretty well at the time. Anyways, it's about as probably exciting as Full Spectrum Warrior would be for you, so. Music. So here's the thing. I like lowering the game music and raising voice volume. I might undo that in this game because when you turn up the voice volume, it also turns up the character voices when in battle, which is not the effect I want. I only want cutscene voices to be loud. Ouchie. So, oops. This game's just a little stiff, I will say. It doesn't really feel like it plays very well. There are like 3 different attacks. So this is like a medium attack. This is like a heavy attack. And then I can also do this on the ground, shoot up, and then like shoot a rocket as well. So that was an easy level. Got a decent amount of EXP too. And then there's like fuller dungeons and stuff too. So if we go to the back here and go to our key chest, we can actually switch between different key chests. So we have the lesser key chest is basically those short dungeon runs that we did. And then we have the large keystones, which these are the full dungeons and stuff. This dungeon kind of sucks, actually. I don't want to do this dungeon. Let's do a different one. That one's like, it's on a rail cart, and you basically have to switch between different, like, routes on the rail cart, but nothing really happens between the different routes, so it's a lot of times just standing there and, like, shooting the lever to go in the proper order with it. It's kind of annoying. I know I'm singing this game's praises right now. But, I mean, this is kind of, like, my least favorite part of the game, honestly, so maybe not too surprising that I'm kind of down on this. It's not bad. It's just kind of a beat 'em up. Like, and you know, this is a licensed anime game, which admittedly, I would say the expectations on licensed anime games are pretty decent these days. Like, most of them are okay. You still get some stinkers. This is definitely far from a stinker, but it's definitely, you know, not bad. Enjoyable. We might change the sound level. It's kind of weird with some of this stuff because like there's ways to get up there, but because enemies are down here, you actually can't go up there yet. So you have to kill everything down here first before you can walk past the boulders. It's dead? Okay, I think it's dead. Ow. I wanted to do like spin behind him and shoot, but it didn't work out. I think we're good. There we go. Treasure chest. There's some treasure chests that are hidden that you need to bring Lotte, I think her name is, or something, and she'll be able to find them. Each character has like their own benefits, so if you bring certain side characters and stuff, they'll help you out in different ways. I think the main focus of the eating girl is she's like a tank, and then Susie's kind of like a heavy spellcaster, I think. So, Constance or whatever, she has those 2 little robots that follow her around. And I'm guessing she's probably not very magic focused, given she has a gun as her main weapon, but, you know, who can say? Alright, let's go to the right here. Oh, it's also a little hard to tell when your enemies are still alive. Maybe that next area text on the right needs to be huge like it is in old fighting games. Not fighting games, beat 'em ups. Now that I level my strength up, this makes these dungeons a lot easier. Admittedly, these are earlier dungeons, so it's not really intended to be hard. Okay. You do get like equipment and stuff in this game you can equip. Apprentice rods are like the lowest level equipment, so. Alright. The ending screens, I don't know if it'll show it anymore. I think it's only the first time you beat a dungeon are really flashy. You basically beat a boss and there's just like a ton of fireworks and stuff, and your character like jumps it on screen and does a little pose. So with Constance or whatever her name is, it's like basically her just doing a thumbs up with her little robots. Oops. Turn around. I think I have some kind of like elemental statuses on my gun as well, so sometimes when I shoot it seems like enemies go to sleep, but maybe that's also just Susie. I don't know. And like one weird thing is so that roll thing that I'm doing right there, it actually turns her around automatically. So if I'm running and I roll, she turns around when she shoots. But when she's done, she stands up the other way. So if I like come around to shoot an enemy that way, I have to flick her back around and then start shooting. Just kind of weird things like that in this game. I feel like I'm just complaining, but it is an okay game. It's like perfectly fine. And I think if you're like a fan of Little Witch Academia, it's probably enjoyable enough. I didn't really know anything. The game kind of has this thing at the beginning where it's like, hey, you want to remember what happened with these characters? And they like try to explain to you like who these characters are and stuff. And it's not very good at explaining. It's just kind of like, here are these characters. We're going to give you some random facts about them. And like, it doesn't really add anything as somebody who's never watched any of this before. So. Is that open? There it goes. I probably should have gone back and see if there's any watching. I should watch? I have not watched. I should at least watch the OVA. I'm not, like, I think the actual anime series is like 26 episodes, right? And these days, I generally don't watch anything that's longer than like 13 episodes when it comes to anime. How you doing, Cobalt, by the way? Doing good? Just 30 minutes, that's really short. I like... the hard thing about like wanting to watch the anime is that there's a vibe to this game I generally like in the overworld. And I don't know if that vibe is simply because it's a video game though. Because like I do like how they implement the overworld stuff in this game. Oh, I'm slow. But I don't know if that, like, in anime form, if I'd like that. It's kind of a weird thing to say. But, I mean, Zero can tell you that, like, I have this weird anime bias where, like, I am very harsh on everything that's anime. I don't know why. Considering how much I invest myself in anime-like things, I give video games much more of a benefit of a doubt when it comes to this kind of stuff. Hyoka? I don't know what Hyoka is. I'll have to look it up probably. Usually with anime, if I see a picture of it, then I'm like, oh, I know what this is. But until then, I don't know for sure. Unless it's like some dumb name, like my mom does 2D damage or whatever it's called. That weird show about like the dude whose mom was like a really good damage dealer or something. Those names are silly and they weirdly enough stick in your head in a lot of ways. Or at least they're like it's like close enough. Mommy sick guy, yeah. Alright. I need to kill everything down here first before I can go up there. So, Cheetah Man. Ow! Got hit by the rock. Alright, can I go up? Yeah, I can. I'm probably gonna hit, yep. I think it's the little robots. I could be wrong. But I think they're the ones newing. I will turn down the voice volume after this. Because it's definitely very loud. And I had set the voice volume loud though, so. Nice and stuck, okay. Gunwitch is best witch. I like her a lot. She's fun. I like her character design a lot too. I don't know how I feel about her being completely silent, but it works. It's fine. Whoops. That's what I get for spinning around. What is the OVA even about? Like, does it even have like a real, like 30 minutes is a short time for one little thing. Especially with the number of witches in this show, or in this game. Like, I feel like you probably are gonna get very, very slim storytelling here. Oh yeah, this is weird. This is like a boulder's chasing you, basically. There it is. But you can just kind of run here without doing anything. It's just like there's like nothing on that screen to be a threat, so I'm not really sure why they give you a little space to like hide there too if you want to. I don't know, it's kind of weird. This whole game's design decisions are kind of strange. Got everything here? Yep. Oh, whoops. I shouldn't die. That'd be good. Alright. Oh, Susie died. Rest in peace, Susie. Wow. Wow. Yeah, the UUU is definitely little robots. Was it based off something, or did it, was the anime like the original property for it? We did it. Anyways. That's kind of what the dungeon stuff in this game looks like. Let me adjust the audio real quick. I had good intentions increasing the sound, the voice level, but I made a mistake. Just everything maximum. I will say this OST is real good. Oh, it's a proof of concept. Gotcha. Alright, I don't think we got any Mysterium, but we'll check just to make sure. Yep, nope. We didn't do... Well, actually, we did do a Canopus Ruins or whatever, so... It's weird to think, like... Because that came out... Did it come out after or before Kill la Kill? Because I feel like Kill la Kill really, like, made them, like, stand out. Or, like, that was, like, the first time I remember hearing people being like, oh, yeah, Trigger. Before. Okay, gotcha. So that makes some sense. I don't need to go to Diana's room. Well, Diana's in the library right now, so maybe something else is going in Diana's room. Let's see. I don't think I have any teleportation magic. I do not. So, how do I get there? I need to go back up here. I should probably buy some teleportation magic on the way, but actually the time's about to change, so we probably aren't going to make it to Diana's room in time. So, we'll go to the cafeteria, I guess. Yeah, No event in there anymore. So, yeah, let's go to the cafeteria then. There's actually something on this floor too, the weather ball. I need to go there as well. We'll go to the cafeteria first though. Back around. I will say that like this game's definitely grown on me a little bit. I initially, maybe the first hour or so, was not super into it, but I've enjoyed it. I don't think this is related to what I'm looking for. That's just talking about elemental weaknesses. Oh, here we go. Alright, nothing. So she's still doing her sleep thing. Yeah. I unlocked the quest again. Still no idea what to do with it, but it's there. So I guess it's not late enough for me to listen to any rumors. Noon is not afternoon, so... Oh wait, here's something going on over here too. Hey Boom Cannon, how's it going? I do remember what's it called? Gurren Lagann being around in like 4chan a bunch, but I never watched it myself. I just remember drills. Yeah, I mean, the lack of animations between things is kind of like, I don't know, it's very... I imagine it's like the same thing as like what Dragon Ball FighterZ was going for in its introductions and stuff, where it's like kind of choppy. I think the weird thing to me is like, yes, this animation here is choppy, but then like this, like spinning, that's smooth. That's the weird thing to me. Because they don't make like your rotation choppy. Your rotation is clean for the most part. But everything else is still kind of weird. But it looks, I think it looks good in like, well, I don't know if I want to say it looks good, but you get used to it, and it works, I think. I think I used to be... So for Dragon Ball FighterZ in particular, the game itself runs normally. So when you go back to those like pre-cutscene or pre-battle scenes and stuff, where was I going? I was going to the weather ball, which means I need to go upstairs. So we can go back through here. The pre-battle cutscenes that are like all choppy and stuff kind of stand out because the game itself runs really smoothly. This game generally is consistent with how it looks. So after about 30 minutes to an hour, I really kind of got used to it, and I really can't see it that much. Like, obviously I can tell on like that dude and stuff, but it just kind of becomes a little invisible. But I'm someone who's very able to adapt to that kind of stuff. Like you know, during the Wii era, everybody would say like going back to play the Wii was just like a ugly nastiness kind of thing to look at. And like if I were to play a PS3 game and go back to like Cursed Mountain on the Wii or something like that, you know, you could definitely tell the graininess. Admittedly, that game has a graininess to it, kind of on purpose, but that aside, like eventually you get kind of used to it. Can I go in, please? Excuse me. Please. Excuse me. I want in. Okay. Well, apparently we can't go there right now, for some reason or another. It was pretty decent. I don't remember if when I was playing Cursed Mountain, if I was playing on composite or component for that. I'm trying to recall. I stuck with composite for a while, but I was using a CRT for a good long time, so I forget when I switched to an HDTV. I will say, like, even if characters don't have any like notification over their head, they're usually worth talking to. There's usually a significant amount of dialogue. I'd say resolution is maybe the one thing that kind of bothers me in games. older games and stuff, but I don't hate it. Like, it's fine. I get used to it. But I'd like rather play a game in like if there are official ways to play like Nintendo 64 games in HD, like the Rare Replay collection or something like that. I would definitely probably prefer to play those games that way. Okay. Oh, there's an event in the auditorium. I don't know if I have seen an event in an auditorium in a long time. Let's go to the auditorium, and then let's go to the cafeteria again. So auditorium's a floor down. So... Well, Spyro Remake was like a complete graphics overhaul versus like just like, you know, running those games at a higher resolution. It did look really good, though. That and the Crash Bandicoot one looked really good. I still haven't played through a Crash game. I have Crash Bandicoot 2, maybe? Somewhere up there. That's probably something I should play at some point. Oh, it's probably either a book or a magic or lucky coin. I think the oh, okay. Oh, okay, gotcha. So there's a couple of collectibles in this game. One is lucky coins. If you collect all lucky coins in one day, you get a reward. I haven't collected all 7 in one day yet. And you have to return them in that day, as far as I can tell, or else they reset their positions. So at some point, if you want to finish that, you have to go out of your way to make that work. I want to go down the floor. But then, yeah, so there's these tools, and then Lotte, whatever say your name is. She wants to speak to the spirits in these old tools. I think Wii games on Wii U look fine. I don't really notice a big enough difference between a Wii U and a Wii, but I haven't really looked at them side by side, so it could be pretty different. My Wii has not been in a functional position in a long time. Oops. The problem with Japanese voice acting, I accidentally cut it off sometimes. Portrait used to hang in the auditorium long ago. Have I seen any portraits? Trash can. Is that a trash can with legs? So is that trash can in here now? Let me back out and come back in. I feel like the items I get from this show up in this living area. There it is. There's the leg trash can. Put my legs in the trash can. Yeah, that's cool. Anything else you can say? Just old tools? Okay. Yeah, I definitely the whole rumors about playing PS3, PS2, and PS1 games seemed a little too much for me, but playing PS4 games seems completely reasonable, which is cool. Like, yeah, like backwards compatibility, I'm always happy to have on any system. I definitely like Xbox's intentions behind backwards compatibility. You know, putting original Xbox games on the Xbox One and letting you like run them in 4K. But like for me, that's like just kind of a nice bonus until they actually like get things like being able to fully play a whole backlog kind of thing, like a system-wide emulation of that stuff, which isn't happening anytime soon, it sounds like. So yeah, it'd be nice to see PS1 again. I use my PS3 for PS1 if I have problems like upscaler issues and stuff. The problem with PS3 is that it's still region locked though. Super Spicy Showdown, I still don't know anything about this. Basically, they are arguing over who can eat more spicy food, and I haven't been able to figure out what to do with this yet. I think this is just them saying scones. I'm like, oh, those scones look delicious. And they're just like, oh, you wouldn't appreciate the flavor, so you can't have it. And then that starts a quest. No idea what to do with that still, so. Yeah, PS Now, like, I was very impressed with PS Now, to be honest with you. I actually played it pretty close to launch, so it's still no rumors. We are in kind of afternoon period, so... I don't know, where do you want to go next? School grounds, laboratory. Let's go to laboratory, because it's right here. Yeah, So I should... The hard thing about this like map is like you can see how the hallway is flashing at the top there. I'm actually probably at the bottom left corner of this hallway, even though it looks like I'm kind of at the top. Nope, library. Actually, on the top. But that like it doesn't ever show you where you are in these areas, so it's a little confusing where you're at. But yeah, PlayStation Now, I was really impressed with it when I played it originally. My brother-in-law decided to try it out, and I played Guilty Gear Zerd on there, or how you pronounce it. Oh, something's down there. Is it another old tool? Yeah. Back to Latte then. And it played like for playing a fighting game offline as a casual player, seemed perfectly fine. You know, I probably wouldn't want to play competitively that way, but if you're just two people having a good time, it's probably fine. Racing games worked pretty well. The biggest problem we had was EDF Alien Infestation, because it required you to log in with two different accounts, and the PlayStation Now infrastructure to two different accounts to play local co-op. And the PlayStation Now infrastructure did not support that. And what happened is that the second player had progress tied to an account. I don't think I can turn this in, because I don't know where Lotte is. Yeah, she's not down here. Okay. I don't know where she went. But yeah, so the PlayStation Now, like, so you couldn't actually save progress for the second player, and then the next time you try to play local multiplayer, you have to, maybe in Akko's room is where she's at. We'll teleport up there after this cafeteria cutscene. But yeah, so you couldn't like progress local multiplayer because like how the login structure worked, because you couldn't log in as two different people, so the second player never had any of their progress tracked. So if you wanted to play two players again, it would force you out. What's up with her eyes? Just black holes. Way to the left in the back. Okay. Oh, is this the back? Okay. What's above the cafeteria? On the bright side, they basically will probably mark it. Oh, they didn't actually. Okay. So above the cafeteria is, I mean, another cafeteria. I guess the Nine Witches Hall and the Weather Ball, maybe? Alright, so let's, I assume we're not going to the second floor of the cafeteria. Because it's like it's not like a whole place you can go up there, it's just like a side walkway. Yeah, it's weird because like game streaming can definitely work. Admittedly, PlayStation Now is more than just game streaming though. But like it seems like everyone's just, well, maybe not everyone. Google is bungling it, that's for sure. Although they recently like set up a new developer for it, so maybe they're committed to it. I don't know. And then PlayStation Now works. It's a solid service as far as I can tell. I haven't heard anything about Microsoft's platform at all. Excuse me? You're just downstairs drinking tea. Okay, just go to sleep. Go sleep. All right, well, I guess there's like something forcing us not to be able to go in there. Well, we can go to the second level of the cafeteria. I just don't think there's anything in there. But who can say? It seems weird that it would kick us out of the cafeteria when there's a staircase in the cafeteria. So, let's go down. Yeah, I gotta go further past here. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm definitely happy just having my own consoles right now, but you know, I'm an old man. I like my consoles. I like having my PC-98 on the floor where I have floppy disks that can get messed up by my carpet because magnet stuff or whatever. I don't know. Static electricity. That's well, sub-event here. I don't think I've seen this sub-event before. The Fua Fua chips. These are the kids of Final Fantasy Tactics. Never want to go back to the real world. Or Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, actually. Amanda gets to thinking. Alright. Is that it for that? Okay. So I guess, I mean, yeah, so there's no way to get over there. So let's run over here. I'm more interested in the show than I was before. I should watch the OVA, if only because I should be more open about anime in general. Like it's not that anime's hard for me. I like very specific things in anime, and it's almost always slice of life and a love story with a gimmick. Those are the two things in anime I like. So I'm like, here, give me my shoujo. Usually give me my... I don't know how I feel about harem anime. Sometimes I like it a lot. Sometimes I don't. It depends on how it's handled. I think there's a very smart way to handle that kind of stuff, but... Oh yeah, I actually watched with Zero Promare, I forget the name. Other trigger things. But yeah, I definitely would be fun doing a little anime thing on Discord. Promare, okay. I generally was okay with Promare, which is maybe the most I can say about it. I think that's not my kind of anime, really. I'm very happy it exists, and I'm glad it's a very trigger thing. Tell me your problems. I want to know your problems with it. Because I worry about criticizing it too much, because I criticize anime. I overly criticize anime already. Like, when I saw Fire Force, the trailer for that show, like, I was very, like, I don't know where to look for this leak. Maybe I have to go earlier in the morning, maybe? because there's no event marker right now, and usually if you can do something, it's marked by the event marker. So is Lotte? Let's check Akko's room. Maybe Lotte's still there. So you can spend teleportation magic to teleport. But yeah, like I'm like to Fire Force. Like if Fire Force was a video game, I'd be super into it. But since it's an anime, I'm not, and it's not a great. like that bothers me that there's this gap in between how seriously I'll take an anime called Fire Force, or like an anime that's Fire Force versus like a game that's Fire Force. It bothers me that I feel that way. I'm very bothered by my anime tastes in general. Yeah, that was the thing. I actually feel pretty okay with like the time they spent with the characters because it is a movie. I do think there's some of the battle scenes, like particularly there's that battle scene at the end with the two giant robots that just kind of goes on a little long. I think they probably could have cut that down, made it a bit shorter, and probably focus on some of the side characters a little more. Oh, it's derivative? Okay. I've never seen Gurren Lagann, so I do know there's drills. There was a drill in it. That's about all I remember. It looked really nice, and I did like the main character quite a bit. He was a fun guy. That's the type of character I like just stupid, like a dumbass that's really good. I guess I don't know how that's a weird way to put it. A dumbass that's really good. So. Can I give you stuff right now? So apparently I can't give her the beaker right now because she only wants pasta right now. Which I could go try to get pasta. I'm probably going to die if we get pasta. Because it's like the hardest dungeon. Let's go try to get pasta though. And let's not teleport. We're close enough. So... I was surprised how on the nose the whole like you know, everybody's pairing the main guy with the main flame man, and those are cute pairings. I think they're fun. Like I enjoy. That was like how I first learned about that show, and I thought they were fun pairings. But like the fact that they literally are just like, hey, these two are gonna kiss at one point. Like, even though it's not very romantic relationship at all, I was surprised how on the nose it is. Because usually when I see those kind of pairings, it's usually not that, like, on the nose about it. It usually is like, hey, like, people have made this tension between Phoenix Wright and Miles Edgeworth. And, like, there's nothing about them that's necessarily romantic or anything like that. But people have made it as such. There's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah, it was a lengthy shot. The earlier CPR thing also was kind of lengthy too, though, right? When the guy like was the flame man. I don't know his name still. Like when he was kissing the lady or CPRing the lady or whatever. You know, like I have a very negative feeling on CPR in anime because there's this is it Resident Evil Damnation? Is that what that movie's called? The first CG Resident Evil movie. There's this cop in that movie, and Leon gives her CPR, or not CPR. She's underwater and she has no oxygen, and Leon goes in and like gives her air, and like the whole thing is it's supposed to be like he's like, you know, kissing her basically, and then at the end she's kind of flirty with Leon and stuff. I hate that cop lady so much. Oh, I just spit all over myself. Nice. I hate that cop lady so much that every time I think of CPR, I think of that scene, and that's just what I think about, and it bothers me. But yeah, I would say, you know, as somebody who doesn't watch a lot of anime, and as somebody who probably would not have liked it, if I wasn't trying to just like enjoy it, like just trying to understand it, I guess, I probably would think it's a good movie. With Promare, or it's less anything like, again, I don't have a great basis for it. I'm not sure how I feel about Trigger's like extra style, like in their combat sequences and stuff, like just the overblown kind of action sequences. I'm not super into that. Some of the stuff is a little goofy in a way that I'm not a big fan of. It's so hard to say. Like, I feel the same way about Kill la Kill, where it's just like it's just kind of a little much for me. Admittedly, I have bigger problems with Kill la Kill's writing, which I don't have with Promare. But yeah, I don't have a great basis for how I feel, to be honest with you. And that's kind of my biggest problem with anime. It's very difficult for me to put into words what I don't like about anime. Because usually it's just like, hey, it's over the top, which is usually anime. And hey, this show is not being like particularly realistic or something. But you know, again, I play video games that are not realistic at all the time. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if I just didn't like that stuff, it wouldn't bother me so much. Oh, that's right. He does death. I'm gonna die. I rolled right into that. I gotta be careful with him because he will one-shot me because I don't have enough health. At least it's a short mission, so we can try again. I don't have great reasons, to be honest with you. It really just is a thing where it's like, I don't think I would... I just, like, I don't... I don't know. It's very hard. It's very much a feeling. And it's a very much a anime feeling in general outside of Trigger, but Trigger is maybe a excess of that feeling. I think if I... Like, the one thing I will say about Kill la Kill that I'm always kind of bitter about is the Naked Squad of characters or whatever. I really like that Naked Squad of characters. But I kind of get tired of the naked joke half the time. Like, it's not particularly... I don't know. Like, it's kind of... They kind of lean on them being naked perverts way too much. And it was kind of frustrating as somebody who liked those characters that they were kind of degenerated down to being called perverts the whole time. Like, that bothered me quite a bit. Also wasn't a huge fan of the first arc of Kill la Kill. It got better, I think, in the second half. I really liked the arc with the guy who goes blind or whatever. I thought that was a good story arc. But yeah. I wish I was better at explaining how I feel about anime. It's very much a gut feeling. Because the reason I ended up watching Promare was Zero showed me the first 20 minutes of that movie, and I had a very visceral gut reaction of, oh, I do not like this. And then, like, I was so much like, I don't like this, that I was like, I have to watch this now. Because I have to know why I don't like this. And I didn't find that answer. Basically, how I handled it was, okay, with my current health setup, we're not going to be able to beat that boss without me dodging more, at least. Or I could stay on the other side of the screen. Let's try staying on the other side of the screen and just shooting away. Shooting from far away. But once I turn my brain off from like all the judgmental stuff I have with anime, is it was fine. It was perfectly fine, and I think it was a very fine movie. And I would say I overall thought the pacing was very good. There were some parts that went a little long, but I think like the story it told made a lot of sense for the time, like the time of the actual show. Because like one of my like I watched a lot of Fist of the North Star back in the day, 2008. I watched a lot of Fist of the North Star, and I watched the Fist of the North Star movie, and the Fist of the North Star movie has a lot of problems already, but that I think nobody would deny. But like the problem with that movie is it just tries to do too much in a short time period, and I feel like Promare tells its story. The story it wants to tell and needs to tell. It goes ahead and tells that. And I will praise it for that, because I feel like in general, I don't watch a lot of movies in general, actually. Like, I don't remember the last actual movie I watched. It might have literally been whatever the first Hobbit movie came out. Well, the first Peter Jackson Hobbit movie. I watched the old cartoon ones when I was a kid, but, you know, that was a long time ago. That's the last one I remember, at least. It's just not a format I like very much, to be honest. Like, I feel like most movies don't have a lot of time to do what I want them to do. And it might be why I like JRPGs a lot, because it is a good length of time to, all right. Let's play this super safe. Oh, I lost my one lady already, so. Just gonna stay back, spam these shots. But, yeah, just, I forgot what I was talking about. Movies. I don't really like movies very much. But, you know, I don't hate them. If somebody wants me to go see a movie, I'll go see it. So. We're going to try to cheapo this boss out. So. I will say I was surprised how much 3D was in Promare. They do a good job of hiding it, though. Really, I just want that cold spaghetti. Mom spaghetti. We got a ways to go. I really need to actually level my characters at some point. Ton of secret 3D too? Yeah. I definitely noticed it, but you know, they've got a very messy style overall. Not a bad thing. And I think it does hide it well. So. Anyways, sorry to rant to you about anime and movies. Those are the two things in my life that I feel the most bad about, because I don't really have a great reasoning of why I don't like them. But I do, and I can't. Like, it's something that bothers me a lot. It's why I watched all of Trigun, because I was just like, I need to watch an anime that's not slice of life, and I need to enjoy it. And I enjoy Trigun. It was pretty good. I thought about watching Full Metal Alchemist, but even Brotherhood is maybe a little too long for me. Because it's like 50 or 60 episodes or something like that. And part of me, because like everybody says, I'm a dumbass, everybody says like, oh, you should watch Brotherhood, and so my brain immediately is like, oh no, I want to watch the original Full Metal Alchemist, the one that has the weird storyline, because the manga wasn't done yet when they were finishing it or something. And that one's really long. Are you doing something weird? Okay, I'm going to try to run past this dude. Oh, please. Okay, all right. We're almost done. The original one or Brotherhood? I mean, people like the original one a lot, so don't run at me, please. Okay, we did it. Hopefully we got some cold spaghetti. And hopefully there's time for me to go actually turn it in. I don't know if the clock has moved forward. Looks like the Aqua room is still available, so we probably are fine. So, I liked Aqua a lot. That was a really good anime. The ending was a little weird, but that was probably the most, like, not typical slice of life anime that I really liked. That's ACCA. It's, I forget what the abbreviation stands for. It's like a, it's basically kind of a politics, I would say light politics. It's, about some dude who's like a detective. Oh god, the time changed. Please be, oh, she's gone. I wanted to give you the cold spaghetti. Alright. Well, we didn't get turned cold spaghetti in. Anyways, it's basically like politics. So it's like 13 divisions of a state that are, kind of in light conflict with each other, and they're kind of ruled by one government, and that one government is like kind of centralizing a lot of the power. So it's basically these like little short stories about these different provinces of this nation, And the main dude is just this like very kind of chill, tired detective guy. Very detective noirish in some ways. So, do I want to do anything or do I just want to sleep? Let's check out what's going on in North Hall. I don't think it's any... I think it's probably lucky. It's probably lucky coins. And I don't think I have any to turn in. So yeah. It's good. I like the art a lot too. But the ending's just kind of weird. It did, at least to me, it didn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, lucky coins. I don't have any lucky coins. Do we want to go to the laundry room? I haven't seen any way for me to investigate the place above the cafeteria yet either, so. Okay, the dorm's gonna be right here. Oops. So. Pat Lipper is pretty good too. I have not finished Pat Lipper, but I would like to spend more time with it. It's a very long series as well, though. But it's nice because it's like all compartmentalized into like individual episodes. So I think this is a lucky coin. Yeah, it's a lucky coin. I don't know. I know what's going on in Laboratory A. I don't know what to do about it. Hallway A, I know what's going on there too. Alright. I actually don't know if the manga for Akka finished or if they just finished the anime because they're like, we need to stop this now. Okay, I need to cross halls, I think. Right? Yeah. But yeah, this game is alright. I generally enjoy this game. But as somebody who doesn't have much idea about Little Witch Academia, it is, I don't know. I think there's something fun about, like, exploring games that are, like, based off properties that I have no idea anything about. Like, there's just something kind of enjoyable about that. Like, Shaman King, yeah, I don't know anything about this. Play the video game. Oh, whoops, I messed up. Choosing the third option is too hard. Okay. Basically, her whole thing is like, if there's a child or an old lady in need of help, who do you help? And the answer is help both. The first one's pretty cheap. Just it's a little harder to get into, I feel like, than the second game. Second game is pretty challenging in the back half, though. So, I heard that new Record of Lotus War Castlevania-like game is really good. Or the early access thing. It's like, I think it's only like an hour long is what Tim was telling me. So it's pretty short. I'm debating just getting it and checking it out, but we'll see. Tim also offered me to log into his Steam account and try it out as well. Which I'm curious because, like, I don't know how you feel about Bloodstained, but for me, Bloodstained just kind of came and went. So I could definitely do something that's a little more Castlevania-y. Because a lot of Metroidvanias definitely are at, like, around the Castlevania style, but that game is very deliberately like, hey, we're Castlevania. Alright, we're going to try to go to the weather ball again. Hopefully that lady's not standing there, because I don't know what to do about that if she is. I enjoyed it too. I did not love it. But I also kind of came into that game with a chip on my shoulder, so. Yeah, they're really good. Well, I really like them. I like them better than Bloodstained. But I like games that do weird things, and Shaman King does a lot of things structurally that Castlevania doesn't do, and it does them okay. It does them well enough that you feel it. There's gotta be something I gotta do about this lady. There's gotta be some way in. How? Why? Who are you? Why are you here? Just like, like how her oh dang it, her run animation changes. It's kind of weird. It's like sometimes she's fine, sometimes she's like this. Try to bite her belt. But yeah, there's like really cool things about the Shaman King games. They're rad. I like them a lot. And I think it's cool to see a game like from a different internal Konami team also working on that. We could go higher up and see if maybe it's something higher up, but I have my doubts. Is that the 4th floor there? That's the 4th floor there. Let's go up there. But yeah, they're rad. Central Lookout Tower stairs. Okay. I don't know if I've ever been up here, honestly. It's a little hard to keep track of where you've been. Yeah, I don't recognize this at all, actually. This might be the first time I've been here. I've picked up a handful of those, and I don't know what they're for. Astronomy room. There's a bird. Oh, okay. Alright. You gotta activate the save points with telepathy magic. And then once you activate the save points, you can like teleport around and stuff. So I wonder, like, I haven't looked into the other Shaman King games at all. I wonder if they're decent as well. I have become a lot more open to trying out anime games. I find them interesting. I think they're interesting because inherently they almost always try to do things that don't exactly work, and I think that's always an appealing. Like they're either one of two things. They're the Bandai Namco template of the same video game every time, or they're something weird that tries to be like, hey, we want to be like the anime, so we're gonna add these elements that are similar to the anime, and it's like strange elements that don't always work, but pretty cool. Or sometimes they do work very well. Like I mean, at the end of the day, like I was talking to you earlier, Cobalt Gengar, about Hollow Fragment, the Vita Sword Art Online game, and they're pretty faithful to the Sword Art Online play style. Where does this go? I don't think I've been up on any of these sections. Or like the combat of that show, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's neat that they go out of their way to like represent that somewhat accurately. What a weird looking... This kind of looks like a magic circle. I don't know what I would do here, but the shape of that kind of looks like one. Admittedly, Hollow Fragment is interesting for a lot of other reasons, mostly being a bad game. Not a bad game, it's a train wreck of a game. They were like, hey, let's add more value to this game. What if we put our last game in here? Oh no, the like mechanics of this game don't really make any sense. Let's adapt our current game to it. Now you're going to be level 100 from the start of the game. You can jump between the two games at any time. You're carrying stats over between the two games. It's like, what is going on? It's like a bizarre thing. All right, let's go check that other tower here real quick. I know this is very exciting, staring at me walking up towers, but I've never seen these towers before, which tells me that I've never been on this floor before. Or at least I've never been in the proper, like, this part of the hallway. This looks about like the other one. Okay. There's probably something going to happen up here. I wonder if night anything happens? Like moonlight stuff? That seems like because the shape of this thing up here is the shape of this thing down here. So that seems pretty likely. But not right now. Alright, I don't really have anything else to do here, so I guess we'll just run to a dungeon for now. Because I don't know how to check for the leak. Because the only thing above the school ground, or the cafeteria, is the weather ball and the Nine Witches Hall, and that lady's standing there. So there must be a way past her. I could try to sleep her. I got an event in the astronomy room. Okay. I was just up there, but apparently... apparently this time of day is when I need to investigate the leak. So let's do it. How do I get back over there? I think I could have gone the other way. Let me put magic away. Alright. Let's see what's going on over here. Who is causing my leak? Oh yeah, you can sneak. Okay.
どうしたの？カフェテリアの上に何があるのか知りたいんです。ここからなら見えるかなって。カフェテリアの上ならナインウィッチの間とウェザーボールがあるけど。ウェザーボール？ええ、小さな噴水で天気予報石を浮かべて、その名の通り明日の天気がわかるのよ。へえ、そんなの知りませんでした。まあウェザーボールはナインウィッチの間を抜けないといけないから。
That's kind of weird that you have to go through a random event at the top of the astronomy or at the astronomy room to go to the place that I already assumed it was. But all right. All right, let's go downstairs. All right.
ナインウィッチの間ってあんまりいい思い出ないかも。
ミスカガリ？
フィネラン先生。
どうしてあなたがここに？何か用ですか？
いえ、
そもそも罰当番は終わったのですか？そんなに簡単に片付く量ではなかったはずですが。
部屋を間違えました。危なかった。でもどうにかしてフィネラン先生を遠ざけないと。
Hopefully it wasn't muted for long. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. What game got pulled off? Excuse me. What game got pulled off Steam? The mute button on this microphone. There's a lot of things on this microphone dial that are a little too easy to access. Let's see here. This one? Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure if this game was on PC or not, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a licensing thing. Like, that kind of stuff happens fairly often with licensed games. I mean, like, even Donkey Kong Country got, like, pulled off the Virtual Console, like, earlier than all the other games when, you know, not earlier than all the other games, but before the Virtual Console actually got shut down, Donkey Kong Country just got removed from it. And I assume because the contract they had with Rare was up. So, just weird licensing things. probably. Although sometimes just weird stuff happens. Like, I had heard that, like, the WWE game from this year, or last year, I guess, like, went offline for a day because when 2020 came around, there was, like, some bug in the clock that was related to, like, Y2K stuff, weirdly enough. And, and the game just, like, could not run anymore until they patched it to get rid of that stuff. Basically what it sounds like is that, like, back when Y2K happened, there was, like, an easy workaround to get the clock set. What are you doing? Oh, no. Oh, no. I wanted to see what she was doing, but she's gone now. Rest in peace. Alright. Teacher's event is still here, at least. But yeah, so basically they, like, did some workaround that basically made the clock good until 2019. And then nobody actually, like, went out of their way to fix it.
ネルソン先生。
すまんが、フィネラン先生を呼んできてくれないか。職員宿舎の風呂が壊れたみたいでな。
こちらこそちょうどよかったです。
あ？
すぐ呼んできます。
Surprised to see a tooth missing. I mean, I guess, like, I feel like if you see teeth missing in characters in anime, it's almost always children, or like an excessive number of teeth missing in, like, older people. I will say there's a lot about the character design of Little Witch Academia I like a lot. In general. All right, we're gonna speed this up. Where do we need to teleport for this? We need to go back to the Nine Witches Hall. I don't know where the best place is to teleport, actually. Is that here, I think. I will say I like the overworld part of this game quite a bit, as clunky as it is. And I like learning about the characters and stuff, I guess. I guess that's kind of what I like about this game, is like all the little interactions you have with the different characters. They're all kind of involved in their own little fun ways. They have their own little stories. And because it's like Majora's Maskis, you kind of learn a lot about like their individual like issue for that day. Because you kind of repeat a lot of these quests a lot of like multiple times, or like you start them multiple times. So it's like easy to kind of get like ingrained in your head what the problems are for these characters. Especially if you're somebody who's not familiar with them, I feel like it makes it easier to kind of identify them. Admittedly, that's a little repetitive in some ways, but... Nope.
ミスカガリ？
ネルソン先生がフィネラン先生を呼んでこいって。
ネルソン先生が？
はい。なんか職員宿舎の風呂が壊れたとか何とか。
またですか？
そんなに壊れやすいんですか？
ええ。老朽化がひどくて、いい加減リフォームしなければならないのですが。
Is this about a school that doesn't have enough money? They've mentioned like the school budget and like how run down the school is all the time. I don't know if that's like a major point of Little Witch Academia, is like this school doesn't have any money to do anything. Some hats. These hats look like untextured for some reason. Alright, lucky coin, I assume. Nope, Nightfall. Still don't really know what to do with those things, but I've been collecting them.
あれ？噴水で天気予報石を浮かべてるってアーシュラ先生が言ってたのに、水が詰まってるのかな？は、もしかしてその水が漏れてカフェテリアに？それなら修復魔法で直せるかな？
I think I have mending magic. One mending magic.
そうサムティティアーレ。
Oh yeah, sometimes there's like animated cutscenes in this game. I don't know if these are from the show. I assume they're for the game specifically, because they seem really built into the story, and I assume this plot is original for the game. That's a creepy key. The Shalua key. Hey, how's it going?
もしかしてこの鍵の
You're
せい
in
だったの
Japan. Do you live in Japan, or are you just in Japan right now?
みんなをホロロゲームの間に集めよう
Well, unfortunately, we're about to wrap up here, I think. Probably gonna save here, and then, this is probably the only time I'll stream Little Witch Academia, at least on the scheduled stream. So basically, I stream every Thursday at, 7 p.m. Pacific time.
機会があったら見に行ってみるといいよ
So next week, we'll actually be starting Left Alive.
放り抜けるのは
So,
難しいけど
bam. A game that got great reviews. As in not very great, but it looks like very much my kind of game. So, I thought I'd check it out. See how it goes. Apparently only 12 hours long, so that's like a month worth of streaming for me at least, so.
先生に許可をもらえば良いだけではそりゃダイアナなら簡単に許可が下りるだろうけどホロロゲームの間が封印されていたのには何か理由があるはずです間違えてダンジョンに入っちゃったら危ないからとかそれだけではないと思うのですがとにかくこの鍵で開かずの扉の先に行ってみようよ
But yeah, what's behind that sealed door is a dungeon. So, a dungeon I probably have already been to since I actually have, like, I think a dungeon key in every area already, so yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming. I'm glad we were able to finish DoReMi Fantasy this week. That was fun. I enjoyed it. In terms of what's new on the site, I have a podcast up for Gun Pixies that I did with Pete Davison from Moe Gamer. So that's up on the website now. And then, like I said, we'll be streaming Left Alive next week. Have a normal podcast coming up this upcoming week, and then hopefully in early April, I'll have an Atoka Doll video ready. I am kind of in the final editing of that script, and then I want to go ahead and start doing the actual video editing for that. And then I need to also kind of pick up another script here soon and figure out what I'm doing for the video after this one. Because I really need to be planning one video ahead as I go through these plans. But once I get to the video editing part of Atoka Doll, that makes it a lot easier to focus on the writing for something else. So, yeah. So hopefully that will be on time. And then after that, I'm hopefully do a podcast with somebody about kind of low-budget video game collecting. I don't want to say it's like how to get a deal with video game collecting, because getting a deal with video game collecting, I think, is pretty easy. Of just like, hey, you need to be in the right place at the right time, go to flea markets and all that stuff, and I don't have experience with that. So that's not really my focus. It's probably just going to be more about casual collecting, kind of the stuff I buy, things like that. So, yeah. Thank you again for coming. OneControlReport.com is the website. And, yeah, that's kind of everything for now. So, I hope you have a great week. Stay healthy and safe. Keep good hygiene. Do that. Do the thing everyone in the world is telling you to do right now. We got like a few cases here in Vegas, but I'm not too concerned. I'm generally pretty healthy for the most part. So I think I'll be fine if I get the virus, but who knows? Maybe I already have it. Who can say? Anyways, once again, thank you. I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.